Hello friends, welcome to cpv5.com. Today I am going to brief you about constructors. So let's see, why do we need a constructor? In order to understand that, first we should understand what a class is. A class is nothing but an user-defined data type which consists of member variables and member function. Let's see a good example of class in the code. So here I have created a class animal which has two member variables, type and age, and two member function, get animal and get age. As I said before, a class is a user defined data type, so we can create as many instances of that class. For better understanding, let's consider int, which is a data type and which is used to create many variables. Say we create int a, b, c and assign it to different integer values. Similar to that, we should consider the class animal as a data type, and we can create as many animals as we want to, and these are called instances or objects of that class. Like here, if you see, we can create a dog object, a cat object, a mouse object, and etc. as many animals as you want. During the creation of the object, the constructor actually comes into picture. The constructors are called when we create a new object. It has the same name as that of the class and has no return type at all, even not a void star. It's very helpful in setting the initial values of the member variables. For example, here if you have the dog object, we can initialize the initial member variables. Say you want to give a age of 0 and a type, say a dog type. It's very helpful in setting the initial variables, as I said before, and then by default the compiler provides you a default constructor. So let's see how a constructor looks like in the code. As you can see over here, the constructor has the same name as that of the class. It has no return type at all, not even a void, and it has no parameter in this case. So such a constructor is called a default constructor, and then it is helpful in initializing the member variables like type and age. In this case, the variables are assigned to no animal and 0. Further, in the int main, I have created an object of animal class, say dog, and I am trying to access its member function, get animal and get age. So let's see how this code works and whether it calls the default constructor when creation of dog. So let's compile this. And let's see the output. Okay. As you can see, it called the default constructor first when the dog was created, and it successfully printed out no animal and 0, because that was initialized to the dog object. Here I have jotted down some important points about the constructor and also pasted a very interesting image of a constructor building a house. Similar to this image, the constructors of a class are also very important special function that the class has, which helps in building objects from dust. It is mandatory to have a constructor inside a class. If you don't provide a constructor by yourself, then the default constructor is provided by the compiler. It cannot be directly called, invokes when initialization of object happens. So a constructor, you can't directly call a constructor, only you can see a constructor in action when you create an object. When placed in private section, it cannot be used for instantiating objects. So this is one important point. If you want your class to create objects, then you should place your constructor in public section. If you don't want your class to create any objects, then you have to place your constructor in the private section. And this feature is used in singleton design pattern, where we want to restrict your class to have just one instance. It is always good to handle exception inside a constructor because it has no return value. This I will cover in the future videos. in a very detailed manner, because this is one of the places where you get a lot of interview questions asked. So one more thing is, as you know, inheritance is like you can inherit from your base class a derived class which has the property and behavior of your base class. So you can inherit your derived class from the base class, but you cannot inherit its constructor, and it cannot be virtual also. A constructor cannot be a virtual constructor, that also we'll see in future videos. It cannot be referred by its address, so you can't directly access a constructor with the address of the constructor. Folks, in my next video I'll be explaining parameterized constructor, initialization list, and many more important points about constructor. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also punch in your valuable comments in the comment section regarding any points you want me to elaborate on. Bye bye.